Isaiah chapter 42, verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, for allowing me to do another lesson. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, or the water to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, for allowing me to do another lesson. Yahweh is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and there's no God beside them. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, whom the Lord have given ears to hear. I'm the brother Kahan, and today's lesson is going to go into how we must prepare ourselves. Alright? Well, something around that extent. Alright, preparing ourselves for the day of the Lord. I was watching a brother, I believe the brother's name is Karamai from the UK camp. It says, as you see, it says the wicked has plans and we have to be privy to them. Right? And some of those plans, as written of in Luke 21, Matthew 24, is the persecution of the saints. And, I bring the book of Isaiah 42 out because we all want the Lord to come back, all right, to receive the good things that were written thereof. Nevertheless, we still have a few straight things to go through, right? So we must understand that, first and foremost, when you go into the word of the Lord and the prophecies that they talk about and the things which must come to pass, if you're not prepared for it, it can hurt you. As I liken something being spring forth as a dangerous thing for those who are not prepared for it. It's like a car. For those who know, a car has something called shocks, right? I want to say it's like a strut tower, but then surrounding that strut tower is a spring. Sometimes you may have an instant where one is broken and the other one is salvageable. So what happens is you will have to compress the spring and separate it from the strut tower. However, if you don't know what you're doing and that spring pops back out at you, you can get injured. All right? It can shoot right up and hurt you. It's a dangerous situation. It's a potential dangerous situation. So if we're not prepared for the things to come, which is evil times coming, the book of Amos 5 tells us that. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you? Because you got a lot of our people that are not prepared because they don't take heed to the prophets. Amos chapter 5 verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. All right, those that are not prepared for it, those that have not been studying, those that have not been, again, listening to the prophets. All right, the ones who the Lord have given his secrets to. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Right? And to them, it's starvation. Let me grab that. It's the book of Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 1. Jeremiah 15:1 says, Then Yahweh said unto me, though Moses and Samuel, prophets, those who privy to the words of the Lord, stood before me, yet my mind could not be towards this people. All right? The wicked of Israel, the forward generation. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith Yahweh, such as for death to death, such as for sword to sword, and such as for famine to the famine, and such are all for the captivity to the captivity. All right? So we're going to see a lot of death. We're going to see a lot of, the scriptures tell us in 2 Ezra 15. The sword, famine, death, and destruction. You see, that's not just, 30 people. We're talking about billions. As a matter of fact, I did a lesson the other day going into 10 things brewing up right now that's going to lead to a world's war. And it was going into the statistics of the deaths of the past 2 wars, or the scriptures call them woes. And each war was upwards of, tens to 20s of millions. As a matter of fact, World War I was like 20 million. World War II was 75 million. And they said World War III is going to be upwards of billions. Right? So that's a very scary time. On top of those, inside of those deaths, you got pestilences. Pestilences mean diseases, which mean people are going to be dropping dead, which means the stench, because remember the scripture saying in Jeremiah 30, I think, that their body shall lie as dungs on the street. So imagine the stench in that day. Imagine smelling someone cooking their dead child, or their dead dog, or their dead cat. It's going to get that real. It's going to be very disgusting looking. And even Yahweh Shai prayed for his elect. He said, I pray that thou shouldest not take them from the evil. All right. Thou shouldest protect them. Let me grab it. Salakia. Right? Because Yahweh Shai prayed that pretty much we're going to be in the midst of this evil. To keep us here in the midst of it. But protect us while we're in the midst of it. The Lord's elect. Lord willing, we be those men. Right? So this is St. John chapter 17. Verse 15. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world. Right? Because as a servant is as his master, we got to deal with our plight. We got to be here to be persecuted. We got to be here to be hated. All right. Read Matthew 24, was it 7 and 8, Luke 21, around, just read Luke 21. It'll pretty much tell you the same thing. And it says, I pray that thou shouldest not take them out of the world. All right. So we got to be here. The scriptures, what it did not tell us in Revelation 20, that some shall be beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. And then that word evil, and call halal to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for the spirit to do another lesson. This is actually a beautiful thing, man, that the Lord gives you the spirit to do his work. So it says the evil is annoyances, hardships, pressure and harassed by labor, bringing toils, annoyances, perils. Bad nature or condition. And that's what's coming, man. Right? So Yahushua wants us to be here, all right, to experience that. Nevertheless, on the elect side, 1,000 shall fall at their side, but none evil shall touch them. Right? But just, the mental, just imagine the mental fortitude you gotta have to see some, to see death like that on a mass scale. What it'll do to you, the spirit that is, it's gonna be a very, the Most High he gonna let you know, he gonna let his hands go, man. He gonna let these words go. And he even told Habakkuk, though it tarry, wait for it. All right, though it tarry, wait for it. When it shall come, it shall not tarry. Meaning, again, when it's gonna come, it's going to, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like the you know, you ever see that Tasmanian Devil cartoon? All right, where it just destroys. All right, or it moves in its path like a whirlwind. You know, and it's a dangerous sight for those that's not prepared for it. Hey, the scriptures say, before thou prayest, Sirach 18:23, before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempteth the Lord. Right? So instead of being like, you know, which we all got those days, I can't wait for the Lord to destroy this shit. Because we're here and we're dealing with this evil. You're here, you're dealing with baby mama drama, child support, you know, getting taxed by Esau, you know, going to work, being treated like shit. You dealing with all, you dealing with this shit all day, every day, man. So this shit is vexing. Nevertheless, we got to make sure that we're prepared for the dangerous times for the Lord when the Lord comes back. This is child's play for what's to really come. Right? And may Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai prepare our minds for that. Because a lot of people, it's not just about reading the scriptures, it's about understanding the scriptures. It's about understanding the prophecies that's coming. A lot of people don't even know about the Apocrypha. Right? How often, you know, do the church folks know about Isaiah 24? Jeremiah 30. Right? The bad times written of in the scriptures. Does not, hey, what's that saying in Ezekiel 3? That these scriptures are written lamentations, mournings, and woes. And when you go into the book of Lamentations, you know, I believe it speaks, you know, it speaks about, you know, how people, pretty much, it speaks on the famine, you know what I'm saying? Which that was going into the times of the Babylonians. All right, but there's nothing new under the sun. For our people's hard-heartedness, all right, the Lord's going to have to judge them on that. Let me finish it on here. This is chapter, Luke chapter 21. Right, and again, you know, Yahushua speaks to his disciples about being betrayed, and you know, that's you know, that's painful, man, being betrayed. All right, by those who you know you had a love for, family members, your wife, your children. You know, that's some harsh realities is coming. But what he said, but there shall not an hair of your head perish. Right? So the whole world is going to come up against you. You're going to be enemy number one. Do these people know that? You know, as a follower of who you call the world called Jesus Christ, you're going to be enemy number one. Right? His name is Yahushua. You follow the scriptures as they written, you're going to be enemy number one. And your patience, but then Yahushua says, in your patience possess ye your souls. So it says, and your endurance, right, constancy, steadfastness, which that word endurance, the fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. And this is a difficult process, but we know that the Lord don't do shit in vain. Right? Meaning, we have ample time, you know, to pray, to fast, ample time to pray, ample time to fast, ample time to get understanding. Right? As it is written, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Right? And these Christians clearly don't have they don't have no stability because they don't understand the scriptures. But we can't be like that, man. You know? Again, all the prophets, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Zephaniah, Ezekiel. Alright? Yeah, you could argue, oh no, that was in their time. Well, look around and see what's going on in the earth today. Look at the famines that's growing up. Look at the constant wildfires, the constant earthquakes. Look at this devil, Klaus Schwab and Yuval Noah Harari. Look at what they said, man. They tell you bad times is coming, man. The CIA, the former CIA agent, and it was actually said twice by two different, I guess you would say high-ranking personnel in the military field, or just in the law enforcement field, speaking on terror attacks. Right? So you gotta consider that these things are coming as well. Right? And with that, shalom to the elect.